Today, Sunday, the 25th of May 2025, we have some hand-picked match prediction event to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our top events as well as our favorite games we share to members only, we reach out to take your win to the next height, then you want to make sure to subscribe to either the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to all our hand-picked events as well as top-notch tutorial classes to take your win to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. So without wasting time, let's look at what we have to share with you today. But before we proceed, we have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, this section labeled as the Home tab, you're going to see that here we provide match predictions to our members only. Based on members only match prediction pick, we provide games based on our top upcoming events like the top 9, top 7, top 9, top 10, and so on. Of course, for you to have access to these hand-picked events, then you want to make sure to join either the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or Level 3 Master plan to have access to all our hand-picked events we reach out to take your win to the next level. Also, if you join to become a member, you're going to have access to top-notch tutorial classes. For example, if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you're going to have access to Level 2 Pro classes that will give you access to the live match corner kick strategy step by step, which you can use to make consistent win with live match event. You also have a simple trick to make consistent win, the match prediction strategy you have never seen before that helps you to find games and include in your sleep, the straight win and comeback strategy to boost your winning, the tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy for member only, and a 99% win rate strategy you can use to boost your winning. Of course, these tutorials are top-notch tutorials for members of the Level 2 Pro plan to have access to all of these in one place and start to use these tips to boost your winning. But if you become a member of the Level 3 Master, you have access to even more tutorial classes, which will title it as the Level 3 Master classes. This will give you access to the excellent corner kick strategy we have reviewed step by step, the top secret AI tool we use to find games in terms of straight win and goal probability, the game changer corner kick strategy that reveal the top secret site we use to find corner kick event to include in our sleep, the 6 amazing AI tool to take advantage of it, the home and away win match prediction strategy step by step, and the 2.5 goal strategy which you can use to beat the bookies and win even more. Of course, these tutorials are for Level 3 Master, and once you become a member of the Level 3 Master class, you have access to all of these features in one place and become a master to take your win to the next height. Also, if you come here to the front page of our channel and locate this area as the video tab and click on it directly, you'll be taken to the front page that looks like this. Here we provide tutorials for free to those of you who want to access free tutorials. For example, we have some tutorials we have shared here, which of course, the recent one we have released is this one here, the 4 secret soccer betting tips to make amazing winning. In this tutorial, we have explained 4 of the hidden soccer tips you never knew existed before, which you can take advantage of it and see how you can implement it and start to make consistent win. Of course, we have more of them. The more you scroll across this page, you are going to discover even more of those tutorials for free, and you can take advantage of that. So without wasting time, let's look at the first game we have to share with you today. Looking at the first event, we look here in the Germany in the Oberliga North-South. We are looking at Magdeburg against Wismut Gera. In this event, the performance of the home Magdeburg have proved to be very offensive in recent event they've had, scoring 6-3, 2-3 in the recent gameplay. Of course, the offensive strength have proved to be very amazing. If we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, the defensive line is very weak. They concede too much, at least 8 goals, 4-3 in each event gameplay to prove that the defensive line is very weak. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they've had by their game form play, the home Magdeburg proved to lead this table. They sit on the first place. They recently had 5 games with 5 leads, scoring 17 and conceding 5. The offensive trend is very powerful, and the defense is also good. But if you look at that of its opponent, which is sitting on the away table, you can see that they are the last here in the 16th place. They have conceded 20 goals in just 5 games played. That's an average of 4 conceded goals in each event. And since the home have a very high striking power, we expect the probability of goals and a win. And as a result, we looked at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home is very offensive and the away defense is weak. We look at the probability of the home to lead as one of the major pick, And we'll also look at the possibility of 1.5 going full time and 2.5 going full time. These are our major pick for this particular event. 1, the home to lead. 2, 1.5 going full time. 3, 2.5 goals in full time is our major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next here, we looked at Germany, this time in the Oberliga Westfalen. We're looking at Munster 2 against Concordia. In this event, the performance of the home have proved to sit in the 6th place. They've recently had 5 gameplay with 3 leads, scoring 11 and conceding 7. That's an offense which is good, but the defense is not tight. If you look at that of the away in terms of the recent event they've had, you're going to see that the defensive line of the away, as you can see, is very weak. They concede a very high amount of goals to prove that the defensive line is very weak. And of course, you can see they just scored 6 goals in 5 games played. And of course, to prove that the defense is weak, looking at the stand performance, especially the recent event they've had, you're going to see that Munster have proved to be very offensive, scoring 5, scoring 2, as compared to its opponent on the other hand that concede very much, conceding 5, conceding 4, conceding 1, to prove that the defensive line of the away is very weak and that of the home is better. As a result, looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the away concede very much, at least 3 to 5 goals in each event, but the home offense is good, and we look at the probability of at least 1.5 going full time or 2 goals over as our major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Slovenia in the Premier League. We're looking at Celje against Domzale. In this event, Celje have proved to score 2 to 3 goals. You can see scoring 2, conceding 3. Scoring 3, conceding 3. Scoring 2, conceding 1. In each event, they score at least 2 and above, and they also concede very much. If we look at Domzale, on the other hand, the defensive line is very weak. They concede very much amount of goals. And this time, they are coming to meet for this tournament. Celje, a team which is more offensive, and defense also is not very tight. We're looking at the fact that here, Celje tends to sit right here in the 5th place. They have recently had 5 games played, scoring 12, conceding 11, to prove that the offense is good, but the defense is also very weak. They concede very much. If we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, you're going to see that Domzale, the way sit in the 6th place. The defensive line is also weak, but the offense is average. 2 teams are coming to meet where the defensive line of both sides are not very tight and the offense is good. As a result, we expect high shoot on and off target. We want to expect 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, we are looking at the most occurrence of 1.5 going full time or 2 goals over. Since both side offense are better, but the defense are weak, so we expect more shoot on and off target. At least 1.5 goal, 2 goals is our major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Slovenia in the Premier League. We are looking at Maribor against Nafta. In this event, the performance of Maribor in the recent event have proved to score at least 3 goals, 1 and 4 in each event. Nafta, on the other hand, concede high amount of goals and also try to score at least between 2 and 1 goal in each event. Looking at these 2, they are coming again to meet for this tournament, and the performance of Maribor in the recent event they have had at home, you're going to see that Maribor sits here in the 1st place. They are toppling this table. They have recently had 5 games with 4 leads, scoring 13, conceding 4. The offensive strength is good, and defense is also tight. But if we looked at that of its opponent, on the other hand, they tend to sit right here in the 9th position, almost the last, with a defensive line that is not very tight, and offense is average. And looking at everything in place, we expect 2 major pick here in full time. For this particular event, Maribor is more offensive, and the defensive line of the way is not very tight. So look at Maribor to take advantage of this to lead as one of the major pick in full time. We also expect at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as the next possibility pick. Looking at the next, we'll look at England in the Premier League. We're looking at Liverpool against Crystal Palace. In the recent event played, Liverpool have proved to score 2 goals and even 5 goals in each event. Scoring 2, concede 2, 5, concede 1, 2, concede 1. And that of Crystal Palace, on the other hand, also proved that they score 2 in each event and also concede as much. The stand performance of both sides have proved that Liverpool, the home in terms of the form by the home game played, have proved that Liverpool tried to score amount of goals that proved that the offensive line, when they come at home, proved to not be very bad. Of course, you can see 5 games played, 4 leads, scoring 13, conceding 5. That's an offense which is good, and defense not very tight, and they sit on the 4th place. If we look at that of Crystal Palace, on the other hand, what you're going to see is the fact that Crystal Palace also have a defensive line that is not very tight and an average offense. So these 2 want to impress by causing more shoot on and off target. As a result, we expect 2 major pick here in full time. For this particular event, we are expecting at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Latvia in the Veseliga. We are looking at Tukums against ROFS. In this event, of course, looking at the performance of Tukums in the recent game play they've had, they proved to score 2, concede 2. in each event, but that of ROF have proved to also be offensive and concede as well as much. But this time, if we look at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they've had by their performances, the away have proved that when they go at away, the stand performance in terms of the table, away table, have proved that they sit on a position that proved to be good. They are the second here. They've had 5 gameplay with 2 leads, scoring 9, conceding 7. Even though the offense is good, the defense also is not very tight. But if you look at that of the home, in terms of the recent event, the home proved to sit on the 8th place. They have had 6 goals scored, conceding 5. That's an average offense, and the defense is also average. And these two are coming to meet. They want to impress, causing more shoot on and off target. As a result, we expect 1 major pick here in full time. For this particular event, we are expecting at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time is our major pick. Looking at the next here, we looked at Ukraine in the Premier League. We are looking at Karpaty Lviv against FK Zorya Luhansk. In this event, the performance of the home have proved to be good, scoring 2, 3, and 4 in each event gameplay. The offensive strength have proved to be very amazing. If we looked at that of its opponent, the defensive line is not that good. They concede 1 and 3 in some of the gameplay they've had. This time, looking at the comparison by form, we are going to see that the performance of the home, they tend to sit on the 3rd place. They've had 5 gameplay with 4 lead, scoring 10, conceding 2. That's an offense which is great with a great defense as well. If we look at that of the away in terms of the recent event they've had, they have proved that the away have proved to sit right on the 12th place, almost the last, and they have conceded 8, scoring 5. The defensive line of the away is not very good, and the offense of the home is good. And as a result, we expect 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, the offense of the home is good, so we expect it to lead as one of the major picks. Of course, goal probability is also our next possibility, which is 1.5 goal in full time as the next major pick for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Spain in the Second League, a match between Mirandes against Almeria. In this event, of course, the performance of Mirandes have proved to be very good in the recent event gameplay they have had, scoring 3, 2, and 2, and 2 in the recent event they have had. If we look at that of its opponent, on the other hand, the defensive line is weak. They concede 2, 4, and 3 in the recent event they have had. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event game played, of course, the performance of the home have proved here that the offensive strength is good. You can see the sit here in the first place. They are toppling this table. Sitting on the first place, they have recently had 5 games at home, or the 5 lead, scoring 12, conceding 2. That's an offense which is good. Also a great defensive line. The opponent, on the other hand, have proved here that they concede more. They sit right here in the last position. They have conceded 13 goals in just 5 game play. Of course, you can see that the defense is not very great, and they prove the probability to concede. These two are coming to meet, and as a result, we expect 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, of course, the performance of the home is really good, and the defensive line of the away is not very tight. So goal probability is what we are expecting. 1.5 goal in full time, as far as the home to lead is the next pick, since the defensive line of the away is not very tight. And to those of you who want to have access to even more handpick events, of course, then you want to make sure to subscribe to either the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to all our handpick events we share to members only, especially with also the top-notch tutorial classes. You can take advantage of it. And if you want to see our favorite event we have shared to members only, then you want to make sure to also subscribe to the membership package plan to have this access to boost your winning by a greater percent. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.